What's up?
You hear yourself good? I hear myself.
I can hear myself. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
I can hear you.
Sound good.
We always hear you.
Say something, Crystal. You trying to say I'm loud?
Welcome to BoomBapTricks. Yo, what up? Welcome to BoomBapTricks. This is All Real Radio. WeAreDenver. We're sitting here in Ghost House Studios, holding it down. We got a good show for you today. We got some special guests. We're going to get into some conversations, some jokes, some shit talking. It's going to be good.
Some beauty.
Some beauty. You know, it's always beauty up in this motherfucker. Look at all these beautiful people up in here. But yes, and some beauty for sure. So, Anthony, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm broke as shit, but it's the good type of broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting them investing money into myself, but I ain't got no money for the bad bitches. You know what I'm saying? But I can't trick off that means it's time to stay in the house, eat some ramen noodle.
Why don't you get the ones that don't need your money?
Huh?
He has been.
I've had them. I'm
What's
ready to
wrong with
upgrade, goddammit. Huh?
What's wrong with them?
What's wrong with them?
Yeah.
Nothing. They're like a season. They come and they go. I'm on bad bitch season right now.
Okay, word.
You in the valley right now.
He wants the ones with their mattress on the floor.
Oh yeah, them the women I like to have sex with. I love having sex with hood rats.
Bitches. Those are the freaking.
It's something about poverty that just makes pussy a little bit sweet. I don't know what it is, but it's just when they need you, they fuck you a little bit better. You ain't never had no blowjob till you had it from somebody that's living in poverty. I swear to God. It's wet, it's moist, it's warm.
He's being so honest too. That's the funny thing about it.
It's truth in everything I say. I be fucking around, but it's truth in everything I say.
Every time I do like something like this on the internet, I'm like, it's always like, am I gonna be able to run for president after this? And now, not at all.
Not on the BoomBapTricks.
I will never have a political campaign, which is great.
Bullshit, you got Trump out there.
Yeah, actually, maybe.
Trump can do it, but you a nigga, that ain't gonna work.
Nah, I gotta be perfect.
Your head's too nappy, goddamn.
Yeah, dude, you sound like my dad right now. Dead ass? Yeah, my dad, every single time he sees me, he's like, Ara, you have to cut your hair? He's like, you have to be like Obama. Like, that's his big thing. Like, I have to be Obama, the next Obama.
That's hilarious.
Y'all don't even know who talking right now. Let's get to LaRae.
What was the question? How am I doing?
How you doing? What's up with you?
You bullshit. You ain't doing great.
I'm putting that out there. I'm doing so bad.
Bullshit. Tell the truth.
Great.
Tell the truth.
I've changed the mindset. I've had a crazy week. I had my car towed twice.
Twice,
$500 this week. It's kind of not a good thing. And
I told you about the cleanse though. You got the cleanse.
Yeah,
going.
I did. I'm trying to be open, and I did go get a cleanse from a
what type of cleanse? Some voodoo cleanse?
Sort of.
Some voodoo This a basic cleanse. It's energy cleanse.
Oh my God, here goes this hippie shit.
It ain't hippie shit, homie.
It is hippie shit.
It's basic energy stuff.
Yeah.
It's energetic. Realness, man. What do you do? Are you an atheist?
Huh?
What do you believe in? Because you don't like.
Look, I believe Joel Osteen will save us all if we pay our tithes. That's what I believe.
If we just donate to his website, right?
I've been praying to Joel
you just gotta
Osteen.
donate to his website, buy his books, and that's it. Yeah. You're
But
in
then,
hustle.
with that, I've had a lot of trials, but finally, after a year, which almost everybody in this room got to experience with me last night, working on getting a contract with DU, which was crazy. So just the fact, I know last night the turnout wasn't the greatest, but the show was amazing, and I felt like I made it just because it actually freaking happened.
Yeah, for real.
That was a good show, though, man. I mean, just the show itself was good.
Well, everybody that was on it, who had performed at other shows, like, me and Anthony had talked about, we had a show at Jake's, and everyone who was on that lineup last night was there, and it was like the best show ever at Jake's, because you had people from all different backgrounds. Danny Ramos from Black Actors Guild. People think that because other comics aren't out at the mics all the time, that they don't bring anything, but Danny brought it last night. I felt like Tim did really well last night, and he's been having some struggle too. So the whole show was great. Ill performed, he killed it. Everyone loved him as well, and Skip Rip.
Yeah, Skip's holding it down.
His how about that? Like,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
brought so much stuff. Like,
Yeah,
that
he
was
did.
really cool. So that for me, I guess, you know, I'm going to be struggling for another 3 weeks catching up, but that was
you've been
worth
on the
it
other
last
end of it,
night.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. So I'm ready. I'm ready to level up starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, LaRae, bring in our guest for us.
So first, I'd like to introduce Crystal. She is the owner of Designs C. Garcia. Yes. She just changed her name, so I just wanted to get that right. And I had a great opportunity to work with her this last week over at the office space. She headlined I guess, what are those, fashion show. And she brought her models in, and they were super, super sweet women. And there were some plus-size models. There was an older woman who, man, her body looked like she was 20.
Let me get her number. I love a seasoned, a well-kept seasoned woman. Love
So
her.
that was really cool. So I'd like to introduce Crystal, and I kind of wanted to, you know, have her tell us about the whole fashion game, because I don't think anyone in this panel we know anything about it.
I know, Crystal. Let's hear it.
Tell us about you and how you got into fashion, actually. I don't know. Can you pull that mic closer to you?
Is that
Yeah.
No. Yeah, lift it up.
Just like that.
can you hear me now?
Is
Now try.
say something into the mic.
Into the mic.
Yeah.
So while we get her mic,
Let's get squared away. Let's just
let's go to.
introduce.
Yeah, we'll have Anthony do it because he's a fellow comedian.
So we got a good friend of mine here, young cat. We got Nowlawee Mengist, aka Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, you still keep on calling me. I got J. Cole 3 times walking home last night.
J. Cole?
Yeah.
About some white people,
No, 1 black dude, 2 white people.
but was the black dude was he a black dude that like grew up around white people?
He was like me, grew up around white people.
He's like me. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he don't count. He don't
All
count.
right, cool,
You
cool.
look like, put some glasses on, you gonna look just like Lenny Kravitz.
Right. Man, I regret that fucking photo on Instagram.
I wish you could put that photo up. He looks just like him.
Explain the photo.
It was just this dumb selfie I took in my car, and then I had like these sunglasses on, and it was like right when I started twisting my hair.
And I seen the photo, and I took it, I put it right next to a photo of Lenny Kravitz with some glasses on. Look exactly the same.
See, the best part was like it was within like a minute of me posting that photo. You already got like 20 likes with this like embarrassing thing. So yeah, but I only get it from you though, which is good. Yeah.
Everybody only gets it from Anthony.
What?
So the first time I met Nowlawee was like two years ago, but you didn't even meet me.
Oh, okay.
So you went to an open mic at Bar Red, and I used to go scout out a lot. And you got up to the mic, and I never had heard of you,
Okay, word.
and you were funny as hell.
Thank
and
you.
I was like,
Thank you.
I like that guy.
Thank
And
you.
then that was when I had hit you up maybe 6 months later.
Okay,
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah. So anyone wants to be a comic, just perform in front of her. That's all you got to do.
That's how she met me. I was at improv, and she
Oh,
came
yeah?
back to me afterwards. Huh?
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I'm psycho out there. No one knows me.
Yeah,
No one knows who I am.
yeah.
And I'm out there.
Yeah.
You don't know. I'm posted up in the cut.
Yeah. Well, I'll mention you. I forget, like, just people don't know you.
No?
Yeah, I'll be, like, talking to, like, I don't know, like, Ben Bryant or whatever. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing a show for LaRae. And they're like, wait, who? And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm hidden. How long have you been doing comedy?
3 years in February.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Give us some background on you.
Yeah.
Where you from? What you do? Where you at?
I'm from Colorado. I grew up in like Broomfield area. Went to high school in Thornton. Went to school in CU. And I started doing comedy like my sophomore year, if we're gonna do that. But yeah, I don't know. I just like went to a comedy work show, and I think I saw like Chris Charpentier. And I was like, oh shit, I want to do that. So the next week I like signed up to my first open mic, and I just did it. Yeah, there was like really no thought into it. But yeah.
Wow.
don't know how far you want to go back into my background, but that's kind of.
I mean, that's good. What do you where did you graduate from?
CU. I
CU?
graduated, computer science. Yeah, that's my degree.
Science.
Yeah.
Are you using it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
I have a job. I just do software engineering. Yeah.
He's like, I work,
job.
motherfucker.
I just have a job.
Questions.
Yeah. The job is boring, but I mean, like, they're watching. The job is great, but it's like boring to explain. So yeah. So I'm just gonna stop.
What
there.
do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah, when you grow up.
Yeah. You only 23, right?
Still,
Yeah, I'm
but
23.
I'm still growing up.
Yeah. So
you know.
like when I'm like 30, I don't know, maybe this or like writing, something like that.
Writing, okay.
Yeah. Move more to like the comedy spectrum. But yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Did we get your mic squared away?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can
Definitely.
hear you now.
Yeah.
All right, LaRae, go
Yeah.
bring it back in.
So tell us about you, Crystal, and how you got into fashion.
It just started when I was young. Like I was always into like the Vogue magazines. I was into like Teen Vogue, 17, and it started from there. So growing up, we didn't always have a lot of money, so I just started stitching things together myself. And from there, it went on, and I just kept getting more skills and learning more things.
And how did you get inserted to or become part of the Denver fashion scene? Because you're up there. I mean, you're headlining shows. You're doing stuff with the biggest fashion designers coming out of Colorado right now. So that's a huge feat right there.
It is, and it's like humbling, and it makes my heart pound a million times an hour. But it all started when I reached out, because I had just been looking for shows to just feature in and just see if I could show my designs and be a part of. So I reached out to Janice Smith, and she was like the first person that really was like, hey, bring what you have and you're in the show. And then ever since then, I had been showing for the Denver Unique Week of Fashion,
which was just this last week was Denver Unique Week. So kind of tell our audience about that too. What that's about.
It's like a series of shows every night at a whole bunch of different venues. Every season it's a different one. So she always has like a spring one or a fall one. And this season I got to show at the Low High Studio Apartments at the rooftop.
It was beautiful. I saw your
God.
pics.
Yeah, the view was amazing. And so they were nice enough to get us all squared away in these like little apartments and get ready and get our models' hair and makeup done. And but they show like a different series of different designers. And then they have like the hair and makeup stylist for the first night. They do like the NFL players for like from the Broncos on another night for certain designers.
How come you guys didn't do the comedians? They need some stuff. Make them up.
That would be cool.
Anthony's
That is one of my bucket lists is to do like a set during like the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And
Oh,
just, like, have these,
Victoria's
like-
Secret.
Yeah. I'm saying like
right there.
I'll focus.
what?
People are gonna lose focus on.
No, I think I'll be good. I mean, I'll lose focus too, but I think I'll hold my own. I saw The Weeknd do it. I mean, he wasn't doing stand up, but yeah, okay. I'm like that sounds dope. Yeah.
Like hosting.
Yeah, no, I want to do like jokes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, just straight up, just like a 20-minute set, and these girls are just walking behind me.
I mean, it could work. It sounds kind of clever.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah, why not?
I like the vision.
I'm signing up first.
I'm going to be there in attendance for sure.
We're gonna do a comedy/fashion walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that
they
idea.
never do that. It's always music and fashion.
You guys heard it here
Yeah.
first.
Well, actually, we do a show called BoomBapTricks, and we always have fashion, and music and comedy within that. So,
Word.
and
sounds like
we got Best of Westward for it.
Yeah, we did last year.
Yeah,
Damn,
Dope.
it's crazy.
yeah.
I
That's
know a
it.
ton of models.
And what was the big show you did at the Country Club? What fashion was that? Part of the 303 Fashion Week or the?
Nope, not that one. That one was for the Denver Unique Week of Fashion as well.
Oh, that one was.
Was that last year?
No, that was just earlier this year.
Okay, yeah, we went to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was off the chain too.
Yeah,
there
that
were
was really
beautiful
cool.
people in
Yeah,
there.
I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
The fashion was awesome. Everything that you actually displayed that night was beautiful.
it was risque.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
The other thing, looking at the pictures from your last show, you did have some plus size models, but you didn't really. A lot of times when you see fashion for plus size models, it's very, empire waist, covered up, no slits. But you had these girls showing a lot of skin, so I felt like they were brave within that, and then also you putting them in that was like cutting
put
edge.
some slits and lace on them big girls. They trying to get that monkey out there too. Then we gonna let them show what they got.
That's right, because we have all you men looking for your 10. Which doesn't,
Everybody has their own 10 in their heart.
Absolutely.
Everybody's 10 is different.
Absolutely.
Hey, I ain't got nothing against no big girl. I love me a big girl. It's just, they get a little bit juicier down there. I know it is. Maybe it's all like the padding, but it's just a little
padding?
I don't know what to call it.
Help me, Crystal.
You just throwing Crystal under the bus on this one, man. Like Anthony about to go wild.
I know. I'm trying to get some help from her.
It's just like extra places to love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See?
Put that dick in one of them flaps and just get the movement. It's just
I
like
told you he's going to.
it's just like a vagina.
I told you.
It gets warm in there, get a little moist. It's just like a vagina.
Okay, how big are you talking?
I know.
Hey, I don't know. Hey, I fall in love with personalities. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Got a good personality.
Anthony just scored some points.
He scored some points and lost some too in the whole process, man.
What?
He lost like 10 and then gained like 3.
I'm out. Look, I told you I'm past that age to where I'm going after how women look. I've had that. I've done that. Now I just want somebody that's gonna be cool.
I can dig it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No.
You can hang out and be cool, shit. We can go on.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, but shit.
I also wanted to, I don't know if you're comfortable with it. I kind of mentioned it to you briefly, but I kind of feel like every art has like a disadvantage as far as how the community engages. And I feel like with fashion, you guys really get the short end of the stick because, people are charging to get into these shows. They have they've galvanized huge sponsors giving tons of money, but the designers don't get paid. And it's just kind of interesting to me how that even happens. Most of the models are not paid, and then your makeup artists and stylists don't either. It's just like getting their name out there. But where does the money go? I mean, I don't know if you know, but do you think there's a way to change that or to...
I think it's, in some cases, it's like a 50-50 because even though the designers and hair and makeup aren't getting paid or models, you're still getting pictures from after the work. You're still getting free promotion. Or, if you're paying to be in the show, you're getting that promotion. You're still getting the venue to actually do the work with. You're having them do like all of the coordination, music, lighting.
So it's like drink tickets and exposure for comedians.
Yeah.
But my thing is how at what point when you're trying to do this for work to live off of, how are you ever able to pivot to actually get your cost of goods back? Because I know even you have to, as a business person, you have to weigh out, okay, I got these free promo pictures, I got this exposure, so this quantitates into future money for me. But does it actually do that for you as, like, for comedians it does too, because then they're asked to maybe be on a TV show where they get their credits, or they are offered more time or a slot that does pay. But for fashion designers, is there even...
No.
Do you guys get paid off the event? The event is pretty much just to display what is new in the line that you're about to drop. So in the events, do you actually make money off the event? Or is the purpose of the events to make money, or is it to display what you have coming out?
It's to display what you have coming out. More so like with the Denver Fashion Weeks, it's to display what you have out as a local designer. And just hoping that, the community comes through and says, hey, this is our local designer, let's start shopping here, or let's kind of get a piece here or there.
Okay.
But
So
it's not.
Do you have any work out there that you're selling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that you've seen a model in.
Where do you find it at? Where do you go for that?
So I have my design page at C Garcia Designs, or also I have some stuff displayed at the Crystal Garcia on Facebook.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, on Instagram. The Crystal Garcia on Instagram.
Well, I appreciate you enhancing the world's beauty.
Absolutely.
She just taught me that statement last night. I told her, thanks for making me look beautiful. And she said, oh, I can't say it.
We all thank you.
Anthony's just sick of being shamed
beautiful.
into the girls he's like.
Say what?
Anthony's just sick of being shamed into the girls he likes. So he's like, yeah, let's make him beautiful.
Everybody's beautiful. Everybody has their own beauty.
Everyone is. There are some universally ugly motherfuckers out here. Don't believe that bullshit.
I know Crystal made me so pretty. Anthony was staring at me and it made me uncomfortable. And then I was a little concerned about Dre as well. I was
Looking at you like lunch.
yeah, I was like, wait, what?
I was looking at you because I knew I'd never see you like that again. I'm like, goddamn, let me take a picture. It might last longer.
Well, that is perfect that you said that because that'll transition into the next thing for Crystal. So Crystal's about to pivot with her designs and to go into a new lane, which kind of tell us about that.
I'm going into styling. So for photo shoots and
what's the difference between a designer and a stylist?
designer, you're making all of the clothes from scratch, or I mean, like you can get them from if you like order your stuff to be made for you. I make everything from scratch. And then a stylist is somebody that just comes and styles you. Like they can do your hair or your makeup, or they just dress you for the event, accessories.
So I'm gonna need you every day. I need a loan, Anthony.
Say what? Shit, I need one too, goddamn.
So I'm excited about that. I think that's gonna be really cool and something needed. You know, there's a lot of people moving here from a different money demographic too that'll, you know, need those services. And also, you know, us, like, you know, when he's asked to have someone style him out before a show, you know, before Anthony, I don't know if you've gotten to witness the Zodiac parties we have, but what was that thing you wore?
An ascot.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
fresh. It was very fresh.
Wait, was that the one where you look like Suge Knight or Carl?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight? All right, cool.
Senator Carlton.
Yeah.
He was a Suge Knight Carlton.
I thought you were like a more
Gangsta-ass
handsome
Carlton.
version of Hugh Hefner.
Oh, yeah. I can take that.
All right, R.I.P. Okay, so this is a weird comedy analogy that I'm thinking of, but like at the downtown club and like Comedy Works, you'll have like some pretty like famous comedians, and like you'll have that hope, like, oh shit, maybe they'll see me and they'll like me, even like give me a compliment. Like, do you ever like, you know, do a show and you're like, oh shit, maybe Kanye? I don't know. That's the only designer I know. That's the only person I know because I have a fake pair of Yeezys. But like, have you ever? I'm a bootleg ass. Dude, dead ass. I thought they looked good until I went to visit my sister who lives in LA.
Yeah, you can tell the fake.
Yeah, dude, dead ass. Like, I was just like walking down fucking Fairfax. I'm like, I can't. These are Colorado Reels, California fakes. Like, that's.
You got some sleazy.
But yeah. Have you ever have you ever had that happen? Just like someone where you're like, oh shit, I would not expect them to be here.
No, not yet.
Like
Not
if
yet.
Calvin Klein was out in the audience or some shit.
Yeah.
Who are some of your heroes, like designer wise? Like, who are some of the people you look up to?
Oh, I am absolutely like in like lost love with Karl Lagerfeld.
Okay, yeah.
It just his everything is my everything.
Nice.
How do you feel about Kanye? Because then we can talk.
He's serious about that.
Kanye's like, I mean, he's okay.
What do you
He's
think about
okay?
that line that he brought out that looked like the post-apocalyptic gangbangers and shit?
With the tore up shirts. Yeah.
It's his art.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think, okay, no offense, but like I always find that lame as fuck whenever people are like, oh, it's just someone's art.
Yeah,
it's like
bullshit.
you can also have a definitive opinion on something.
I like
you.
you.
Can say
I
it's
like
garbage.
you. I like Lil Alley. I like Lil Alley.
But it's like in the same sense where everybody has their own type of beauty and everybody
Yeah.
has their own tin.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, what do you? Yeah. But what? Where does that place in your scale of 1 to 10?
10 is a 10, goddamn. That's how you get to be a 10. Everybody got to agree you a 10.
Yeah.
That's how you get 10 status.
I don't know, like in artifacts. How do you compare like Jimi Hendrix to Mozart?
How do I compare it? One makes good music, one is boring trash.
But that's your opinion.
Yeah, it's
within
totally
that,
my
within,
opinion.
Within
But
those
yeah, they're
numbers, within
geniuses.
that.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, you know,
I agree. They're geniuses. But like, I'm saying, like, what's your opinion? I want to know.
So like with me, I
Personally-
wouldn't wear it.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't wear it?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Would I
good.
style somebody in it? Probably if it went with them.
Okay.
Like their
Who the
type of
fuck do that go to? Homeless people, motherfuckers?
It could be.
All you gotta do is leave your shirt outside long enough. You get the same look.
So when she says her designs are made from scratch by her, so she knew these models she had, and she actually, this woman that was older, she had a nice body and figure. She made this jumpsuit, and the woman, when she went and tried it on, she came out and she told Crystal, I feel like, and I don't think she realized like how Crystal designed that based on her. And she was like, I feel like you made this for me. I feel like this lays on my body like it's part of my body. And so so that's what I do. I sit back and I listen and take it all. And I was like, man, like and then another girl that came with that top, Crystal, I didn't realize, like, she's like, I have to take the time to make these little, I don't know if there's a technical word, but holes, basically.
It's like little holes.
Yeah, like it's strategic places. And the girl walked in and she goes, oh my God, this is so me. I can't wait to walk down the runway in this thing. And so listening to that, I was like, man, she really needs to like look at this person, kind of know some sort of personality, and then she creates something of her vision for that person that fits that person's personality. So I could see her like she could fit you out in some Kanye.
Oh man, that'd be cool. That'd be dope. Sometimes I think about that whenever I hear about like people like tailoring and shit. It's like, man, I need better wardrobe. I need to stop wearing like t-shirts and jeans all the time. I don't know. That's just me. I obviously don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to fashion. So.
I thought you were doing pretty good on that, man. Nowlawee knows some shit.
No,
I was like, are you sure you're 23?
Yeah, I am. But yeah, no, I'm the worst. I'm just gonna keep on mentioning Kanye West for everything.
How do you, I guess, make it as a fashion designer? Like, what's the make it?
That's a good question.
Thing. And don't give me that, everyone has a different level of making it. I want a definitive motherfucker. I'm balling making it. What are you talking about? How do you do it?
I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
That's an honest answer.
Does it go by like sales, or does it go by like?
Can you go platinum? Can you have like a platinum t-shirt?
Well, you can actually win like awards. They're Thimble Awards. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do those accolades occur more money?
Sometimes they give you better jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
How do you? What organization gives out the Thimble Award?
I don't know.
Oh, you slacking in your Mac, and goddammit.
What about like, there's another designer here in Denver. I believe her name's Crystal too. But she just got offered to do a show in New York. But then this show is going to cost her thousands of dollars. So she actually did a GoFundMe to raise this money.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see comics do that too. Like, I've submitted to festivals where I just straight up can't afford it because I'm like, I don't have money to do that flight, and I don't have like work days that I could take off and shit. So yeah, like a lot of times when you're coming up on like whatever industry, you got to do all that shit out of your pocket.
Yeah,
you do.
That's why I'm poor right now. That's why I had a rough week right now.
Yeah,
it's tough. Earlier this year.
I mean, the hope is like,
do I eat or do I pay this camera guy? Do I get a car or do I throw a show where I need to spend $200 on this DJ? So I don't have all this shit, but the shows are good.
Yeah,
great shows. Great shows. I enjoy it.
They're decisions, I guess, we have to make.
But you've also made some progress throughout the week as well.
I'm famous.
Not
amazing.
Within comics, but you're famous.
LaRae's like,
you know what?
I'm famous.
I somehow found myself in an interesting niche, and like, Ben Bryant or what's his name? Well, they all know. I've reached out to all of them, but they choose not to. They see the Distillery Show, they see Jake's, they see 5280 Entertainment, but other than that, and the fact that I'm not a comic,
5280 more than they recognize LaRae.
The fact that I'm not a comic is another thing, because that's always something they ask, too. But,
well, with comics, like putting together their own shows, like I feel as an artist to an artist, when an artist puts on a show for another artist, the artist is always doing it for ego and benefits for business. Versus a content provider, somebody like her who produces shows, who provides a platform for comics to be able to just do their thing without having to deal with the politics really within the comic industry.
No, I agree with you on that. Because like whenever you do a show for someone, you're like, oh shit, they better
But
better bring people. Like, there's always like a lot of politics, or whenever you book, because I've booked shows before, and like whenever I do that, I'm like, this motherfucker better have me on fucking guest list or whatever the hell. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. And like, I don't know, it gets annoying. Whereas like when you know they have no stake in it, it's just like, oh, they just want to do comedy just because they like comedy. That's always like a little bit more relaxing.
Yeah, I hate dealing with like artist producers, to be honest with you, just because it's always and unless the person is not vested in the art that you're doing, or like they're just doing it because they're giving back to the community, which is rare. Like, it's usually politics. You know, and I hate dealing with the politics.
I think it's comedy more so that does that more than anyone else, to where we have more artists putting on shows than we have outside people doing it. You know?
Yeah. Well, because like, I don't know, it's hard to make it. I mean, clubs are expensive, and it's like really hard to like maintain that shit. You know, in a city like Denver too, it's not really that big. Like, I'm sure in like places like Chicago, Boston, New York, like you'll see more stuff like that. Like, you'll have more people like LaRae who are just like actual just promoters, and there'll be politics within those promoters too. But somewhere like Denver, it's gonna be all, you know.
Have you been presented by management or like any agencies to?
I do have. I'm kind of represented by one acting agency, but yeah. I failed that audition. They're like, we'll kind of sign you. I'm like, all right. They have me. Okay, so Big Fish, yeah. So they had me do Jordan Doll's commercial where he was a baked potato or whatever. Like, just pretend to be a baked potato. And like, I don't know, the clip of like Dave Chappelle on Oprah talking about like dressing up as a woman and like selling his soul, like just kept on like playing in my head. And I just couldn't do it. I was just like, I'm not doing this. This isn't me.
Nigga, be a baked potato.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Did you try?
No. I just read the script and I was like, no, this isn't what I want to do. Because she was like,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That's too funny. I bet not ever see a nigga on a commercial laying down on a plate with some cheese or some sour cream on the side, trying to be a baked potato.
Did you at least even think about what a baked potato would be?
No, because I saw the commercial after I did the audition, and then if I saw that commercial first, I would have been like more calm about it. But like my ego got in the way. I'm like, I'm not dressing like this. I don't know. They just put me. The only thing that bugs me is like they just put me in roles that like I can't fit. They're like, oh, like 6'4" basketball player. I'm like, no, that's not me.
That's because they're just looking at offering you opportunity to keep you enticed in that company.
Yeah.
So they figure, like, let me just offer him everything.
Yeah.
Whereas they're not really, solely focused on you and what you're really about. So I think it's good your ego did get in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like you have to do that with anything. Like, even with getting, like, I'm kind of been focused on getting sponsorship, but one of the things I think that's been holding me back is finding one that I believe in, and I think that I want their money. Like,
you got
I
too
want
much
them to
integrity. Get out of here.
But do I really want them associated around my stuff, or are they really invested in what I'm doing or the vision? Because one of the things that I was going to tell you too is I don't really know how or when it happened, but most of the comics that I work with are either black or brown, and it wasn't like, intentional. It just kind of happened that way. And the more because I felt like there was all this amazing talent, and there was only one black guy on each show. So I would just book everybody, or then the open mics I held, everyone who came was black and brown, and then it ended up there specific comedians who would say, oh, you want me to do your show? Well, I thought you only booked black people. Or, so then this style of things started happening, and then, you know how the community gets real cliquish. So
is that why you got Jeffrey Tice on one of your shows?
Well, no, Jeff cool.
Tice
no,
got
Jeff is great.
assaulted
Jeff cool.
at my show.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, this lady punched his ass in the stomach.
Yeah, he did get
Like, for real.
Yeah.
Did he really?
She was drunk as hell.
Dude, he does all my Photoshop jobs on Instagram whenever I have
does
shows.
that?
Yeah.
I thought that was you. Oh,
No,
that should be looking dope.
Yeah.
You ever seen his Photoshops?
Oh, they're amazing.
those look dope. Yeah.
My favorite one, AJ told me not to do it. You were the one who convinced me. It was that nude of Amber Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and then I just put my face on her
That's
bush.
hilarious.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah, you got to put that one. That was off the chain right there.
Yeah, I have one that I'm gonna. It's fine. Tuesday at my Comedy Works, and I have one that Jeff made. It's a fat Kanye, but it's just my face. But it looks like. Have you ever played that game NBA Jam where you have the giant headphones? Yeah. Because he's like stretched my face because it matched like his stretch. But I don't know. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
I like Jeff Tice.
He's great. Yeah.
I think he's a great comedian.
Yeah,
and he's just a cool cat too, man.
Yeah, he is. He did so well, like with this woman. I actually went up there to like physically grab her, and he pulled her in tighter. And I was like, which was a smart move, honestly. And then I think the one who escalated this situation was a tall dude.
Mitch. Mitch. Mitch Jones.
Mitch was like, shut the fuck up. He told her, I was like, oh my God, this is going to make this so worse.
You know, Jeff is the guy I take the pictures with.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because like you always do the super white, and then like Jeff always does a super white thing, and then like you're just like disappointed. So I felt like that was your affirmative action, just like, all right, let's get.
Well, no, you know, it happened by mistake. We did the Boulder comedy show together, and we were all on stage, and Jeff was just looking extremely white, and I'm just looking at him like, stop being so fucking white. And somebody snapped a picture of us and sent it to me. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And so we just, every time we get together, we take a picture like that.
I actually get a lot of people who ask me to book comedians for them, and I'll send them videos from you guys' YouTubes without you even knowing, and then I let them pick, and I had a couple pick Jeff Tice recently too.
Nah, he's the shit. I love that guy to death.
I'm like, oh, I like this guy. Let me send this out there. Let me send this out there. So I do stuff like that.
I mean, but you ask everybody. Everybody you come across you like, you ask. But a lot of people like won't do a show.
No, it's interesting. They think, I don't know what they think, like I'm trying to do or whatever, but I'm genuinely.
But no, I feel like it's almost like when I talk to them, it's almost like they feel like they're trading on somebody else. Yeah. Because I told you when we was booking the female show and I was going around, I asked the girls, and I'm asking like, you know, saying those chicks over there, and I got something. All of them just like turn me down. I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all don't want to do the show?
Actually, we had one female comic who I saw at 50 First Jokes booked for like 2 months, and then she called me like day of and was like, hey, I had amnesia, or I had an accident, and I can't do your show. I have something else to do. We've also had comics that we've booked who will, if they get offered to do another spot, will cancel on me. Hey, I got offered to do this at El Chorrito for free, so I'm not going to do your show. We're at least splitting the door. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm not salty with it, because the thing is I work with Il, who's freaking amazing. I work with Anthony, who's amazing. Crystal, who's amazing. All these people doing real shit, too. And give back to the community. That was part of the thing yesterday with DU. I had wanted to bring color to campus, but with people that I knew who are invested in their communities, whatever that is, you know. So that was why I did that. That got serious.
I thought the event yesterday was. I thought the event was a good icebreaker to really like introduce like the potential of what the events could be.
Yeah. The space is amazing. I can't wait to pack that shit.
We got to rearrange those tables to bring them in.
Right. I agree with
that. Honestly, that's something we need to talk with Skip too, because he felt he wanted the tables up, but then so we didn't have to move anything because we were supposed to have a dance party too. There was already an opening there.
Oh shit!
That was what it was.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But okay, we need a wireless mic then.
I agree with that.
I wish I would have had a wireless mic last night.
I fucking hate wireless mics.
Why?
Really?
I hate them so much. I've had them cut out. I've had like.
Oh, you just need a good one, man.
Yeah, the one at Voodoo.
To you last night?
My mic cut out?
Did it?
No, that happened to the other kid.
Well, no, the mic was it was janky.
Yeah, at Voodoo, they have what is the thing that you hold the mic in? Like, you have the stand and then the clip. The mic clip.
Okay,
at Voodoo, the clip is too small for this giant-ass wireless mic, so you're just fucking like at the end of your set. But yeah.
You gotta get a stand for it, but I love it. You know, I like to move around.
Do the mic drop. You want to
do the mic drop? I did that once, I'll never do that shit again. Yeah,
If I'd had the mic, I'd have got on stand and started dancing with motherfuckers. You know
That's why
me.
he wants the wireless mic.
Yeah, that's exactly why I want the wireless
That's
mic.
what
He wants
makes
it. He's gonna get in the
Anthony's
crowd.
genius. You'll have to see him. I think did you get to see him in action at the astrology party? Anthony's out there with his little mic and he's dancing with people. He'll even go
Talking
down
to him,
outside
interviewing
and
him. It's
pulling
hilarious.
people in, and they're like thinking he wants something, and then they come in, and then he's got like 20 women all over him.
So is that the Chicago in you or the Anthony in you?
I don't know, man. It's just who I am, man. I like to create a space where people can have fun and feel comfortable around me. So that's just what the energy I put out.
Yeah.
See, I believe in that little hippie shit. Energy. I see what
No,
I
I know
say.
you
I
do.
put the positive energy.
Man, get out of here. I already know you do. You be fronting.
You little hippie motherfuckers is rubbing off on me. I can't lie. I said this shit.
Oh, and with that, I heard you say last night that you didn't you don't believe in signs, so you don't believe maybe you shouldn't date. When are you born? What sign are
September. I don't know what that
September?
is.
Are you?
Good
September
job. You don't need to know.
Virgo?
Yeah.
It's pointless.
Is that Virgo? Or
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. You read these descriptions and they're so fucking general. You can
That's
apply
what
it to
is.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
I
apply
love
it to
that.
fucking
Yeah,
everyone.
definitely.
Yeah, what it does, it
reminds
gives
me
you
of
a
my brother.
generalized statement. It puts some negatives in there because you don't want to think you're perfect. So of course you're gonna need a couple of negatives. But then you put positive reinforcement in there, and then you're just like, oh, that's me.
And the thing about the negatives, it gives you this false sense of being humble too, because it's just like, oh shit, yeah, I do have these problems. Yeah, no, it's bullshit.
I like the Lowry. That is exactly.
My thoughts on it. I feel like if you're going on the internet and you're reading the descriptions for fortunes and shit like that, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But if you actually go into the studies of what it is within astrology and not just actually get some books and actually read
I
the
will say
books
this.
around it, that's a whole nother.
I'll say that I do believe that how, you know what I'm saying, the earth rotates and all this stuff, I do think it affects us. Just like it affects the tide that comes in. Things of that nature, you know what I'm saying?
Unless you're Bill O'Reilly, you can't explain it.
But you know what I mean? I feel like it affects people in a way, but I don't think the astrology is just bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I just hate it whenever I'm talking to a girl and that's the only thing she can bring up. That's the only point of fucking conversation. It's just don't
you
you?
talk to them, they're like, oh, you an Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
That's why we get along
Dude,
so
dead
well.
ass, I will
I
not
can't
sleep
date
with
an
you.
Aries.
I will just fucking leave a room. If you start bringing,
I
if
feel
that's
you
the
on that.
first, I don't mind if you're into it, that's fine. But if that's the only thing you can fucking bring up, if I have multiple girls just come up to me, assume my sign, I'm I don't even know what my sign is, and afterwards
You're wrong.
they're like,
no, it's not even close.
they're like, oh, that's so whatever. I'm I don't give a shit.
How
Don't
do
you have
feel
something
about
else to do in your life?
Those are those 10s that you're meeting.
Those are the 10s? Fuck
Hey,
it.
don't you talk bad about my bad bitches, goddammit.
I know someone who will only date 10s, and ever since they're actually 20 and they're brought down by their. I know several people.
Dude.
And these women are assholes. There's no substance, but they
All right,
look good.
let me put it this way. Just
know?
like I said before, 10 is an object of whoever is looking at another person. So if you believe that a certain figure is a 10, that's your 10. It doesn't, I don't have any preferences on 10. I like a lot of different things and a lot of different women.
So you have a lot of different 10s?
I have a lot of different 10s.
A
So-
10 got,
I can dig it.
if your 10 got a flat ass, you need to be shot execution style in the
That's
middle of the
insane.
goddamn city.
With that, what's up with the hype? And since Crystal's here, she can help me out. I saw a lot of women last night after the show. Skip and I went to Denver Diner, and they wore these high-waisted jeans back from the 60s.
Yeah, that's coming back.
And
Yeah,
they
that's
were
coming back.
all white women
Yeah.
with black men with no ass. And
Well-
the high-waisted even made their ass look worse.
flat, just like a
It looks
wall.
White women's asses are so fucking long, man.
Yeah.
That's
God
why,
damn.
as a fashion person,
White women got the longest
as a
fucking ass I've ever
designer,
seen in my life. You ever seen the white woman's ass?
Why?
I like the high waist on certain women.
They gotta have the nice.
It gotta have some hips. It gotta come down to some hips.
Yeah.
It depends on the shape of
There-
because those pants are made for that style of shape.
Well, that's the idea. Is you'll see people who are not men who are not in shape, but wear really really tight shirts because buff men wear really really tight shirts, but they don't want to put in the work
Right.
to go to the gym. That
get
type of
muscle
shit.
implants.
Yeah. So
I
you
hate when I see a fat
implants.
dude in a tight shirt. What's them little shirts they be having on little white dudes with all little designs and shit on them? The Afflictions or
like Ed Hardy or
some shit like that. I hate them fucking shirts.
Yeah, no, they're dumb. They're
I
pretty
think
bad.
to wear the high waist pants, you have to have a waist,
Yeah,
and it needs to your body needs to accommodate what you're wearing, because if you're wearing a high-waisted pant and you just kind of go straight down, it's not flattering to your body. You gotta put
And
something
I
in that
agree
kinda,
with that.
Yeah, I do too. Also, I saw a lot of women last night which is fine, but no bra last night.
love that.
Everyone
The
had no
freeze the
bra.
nipples
There was
movement?
one girl.
It's a great movement.
She reminded me of someone else I know, but her nipples were so far out there. I kind of felt bad for a while.
Was they hard out there?
They were just out there like another person's. That.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, we saw someone recently. They were just out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like any person in the
exactly
world.
like
You
that.
mean that person? Okay.
So every guy who walked by that was drunk actually stopped and talked to her or looked at her and made a comment, and her dude was just there or
Nipples
whatever.
are gonna get a man's attention.
But it's a 50-50.
I
Like,
don't
we
know.
should be able to
I mean,
wear
it's not the biggest
Yeah,
thing that you look
whatever.
for. But
No, I like
being
it.
sexualized.
I once
That's
dated
true.
this
That's
girl
what
with
Il
3-inch
said.
nipples.
Yeah, this girl's
Let's
nipples
call
are
it
pretty
Gonzo
big. You
nipple.
could hang some shit off of
Her
them.
nipples look like Gonzo nose.
What were you saying? I said.
Huh?
What did you say that? This is what Il said.
Oh, because you guys weren't listening to us. She said it's a 50-50. We should be able to wear what we want, not be sexualized. And I said that's what Il always says.
Yeah, I'm on that boat. I don't tell women what to wear. Like, I'll have my opinion of what looks good on someone, but yeah,
You
it's all
can
whatever.
wear whatever you want to wear. That is your decision. But if you come outside and I can see the bottom of your ass cheeks,
Yeah.
you are being sexualized and you shouldn't be.
All right, let's put a question out there. So, like, what is it to sexualize a man? Like, can a man walk around with?
Well, look
like,
at the beer game. The whole group. Look at the sweatpants
Okay.
I'm
game.
in
Women
that
do the
group.
same thing.
I got
Women do the
into
same
it.
thing, but
And
we
my friend
get
was like,
get villainized for doing the same thing women do. And when y'all do it, y'all just so fucking dirty with it. Y'all don't know how to do this shit. That's why we don't let you do nothing.
Because we don't hide it like you guys do.
Huh?
Say that again.
We don't hide it.
Hide it.
Yeah, you guys are like,
How do we hide it though?
because I know you and I know what you're doing and I watch you do it, but me,
But if we-
I'll
no.
be like, God damn, I appreciate that.
But if we say it, we going to jail. That's sexual harassment.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And again, it's in the middle there because me personally, if I see something that I like I'm so shy, like I'm quiet. I will never voice it. I'll just leave it as is. Like,
Well, I don't know. Like, okay, so this is gonna sound bad on my part, but whenever I've been like around women or like a girl has complimented me, it's always been like not the most superficial thing. It's always like, oh, I like your smile or how you're dressed or things like that. Whereas like me, if you see me around a girl I like, I'm like, that ass though, you know what I mean? Like, it's usually way more degrading.
Bullshit. When I had them linen pants on at the
Tell
Yeah.
them about that.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
to.
I'm just speaking from my experience. I've never had a woman walk up and like touch my ass.
I've had
Or
I've had that.
I've never had that.
Actually,
You-
with
you
him,
was
that
killer
happened.
shit.
Actually, I'm a
Boulder
liar.
for
That
college.
actually has.
Yeah.
That actually has happened. Never mind.
Man, these motherfuckers walk up, grab your dick.
Yeah, no,
kiss
that's
you,
what
lick
happened
your
to us.
neck. I've had all sorts of
We
shit
had
happen to me.
that. We were at the bar. We were at Bar Red at one of the events.
Yeah,
And
you
this
know I
chick
like
came
that
by
freaky shit, but I'm just
and
saying.
grabbed me, Dre, and this dude right here. She came by and checked everyone's package. She did a package.
Oh,
check.
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I actually have. I'm thinking like, okay, so what I'm thinking is like daylight in public. I think these are the scenarios I'm thinking. I'm not thinking nightclub.
We're
Like
just talking
that-
any situation
Okay, you're talking
where a
any
woman
situation.
is coming on
okay.
to you.
Okay, because like daylight, I'll be like, damn, that ass though. Like, I'll still say that. But like
say
at
it at
night,
night,
yeah,
though.
anything goes.
But no, it's like, because this is what it is. You give women the ability to do that, and they take it too far. We can't do it.
Have you
and
ever-
when you do, like, it's like the cat calling thing.
But have you ever personally felt like super violated though? Have you
No,
ever?
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
trying to fuck
privilege,
you anyway,
though.
probably. So it's just
We
let
have the
me in.
privilege to not give a fuck.
Yeah,
That's
I don't-
privilege
yeah.
in its truest sense right there.
What you talking about?
The fact that we don't give a fuck about the way that if we get molested, that's a privilege. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody gonna molest me, goddammit.
I know, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that's how patriarchy works. You know what I'm saying? The fact, I'm just saying, nigga, I'm just saying.
Oh, my God.
Like, the fact that, like, we don't give a fuck means that we have a privilege in the situation.
I think Il goes home at night and takes off his black man suit, and it's just an ugly ass white man in that motherfucker. Oh, that's enough
It
of that.
is. It's like little comb
Enough of
over,
that bullshit,
everything
first
like
lady.
that. It's real, though. Tell me I'm lying. It's true. It's true.
Nah, it's bullshit, man. You don't even believe in that matriarchy shit.
You don't even have to believe it's a system. You
Huh?
don't have to believe in the
What?
system for it to be implemented.
Well, how can you not? Okay, so I'm like, obviously there's like exaggerated like statements of that, but like if you believe like systematic racism exists, how can there not be systematic sexism? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
And
this.
sizeism.
But this is my thing. It's a nature thing. Women have things they're good at. Men have things we're good at. Like I said, we just offset one another. We can't help it that we're dominant because what?
Bunker over
You
here,
sound
man.
like fucking Fela Kuti over here.
It's the truth, man. Look, men are bred to be evil. We have to be because we have to go out and fight wars. We have to do the evil shit.
Yeah.
That's why we don't express our emotions like y'all
I
do.
think we need to let Crystal talk.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead. We talk about
She
fashion.
listen.
I was about to get you deep in the
she
dance.
has
Go.
He's about to go off.
about what you're saying.
No, talk about fashion.
No.
No,
Well,
talk
here we
about
go.
some
Come on,
realness.
come on.
Crystal, talk about some realness.
Come on.
In the same sense where man was created to be the dominant one and to be the provider and to go and fight wars and do all of that stuff. More so, like within the last century, women have evolved into being that for themselves and them families as well.
And y'all offsetting the fucking balance. That's why shit fucked up.
But there's a
no,
reason
I do not agree with that at all.
why. There's a reason why the balance was fucked up, though.
No, this is what I believe. I believe that women got treated like shit. Women were like slaves at one point. Now they can do what they want to do. Now it's like they're overdoing it. Now you got women that's trying to be men.
But there's cultures in Africa where women were like the warriors. And
Women have. That's the thing. I don't say women aren't weak. Don't think that's what I'm saying. Women are not weak. Women have always been the backbone of men. But what I'm saying is women always played the back of the relationship where men were always the face of it. Now women want to be the face and want men to play the background.
That's the system. That's like what we're talking about is a patriarch versus matriarch system. You can't switch if we were going to go ahead and give women power, it would be a matriarchal system. And they would have power, and then we would be bitching about matriarchy. You know what I'm saying? In the ways that they treat us.
This is what motherfuckers
It's the
see.
same thing. It's a system.
This is that let's make everything fair bullshit. Life ain't
believe
fair.
that.
You born into an unfair situation, so you can't make it fair. Some shit is just gonna be the way it is. You can't fucking stop it. It is what it is.
Some of that I agree with.
Exactly. Thank you.
Leave it alone. Some of that I
Rush
agree with.
Limbaugh, get on your bootstraps. No, I know what you're trying to say.
It
Yeah.
pisses me off with people with all this, let's make everything fair. Life ain't fair.
Yeah.
Life ain't fair. You can have a baby that's born and die 2 minutes later. What the fuck is fair about that?
So,
Nothing.
given that life isn't fair, what is wrong with trying to make certain things that we have in our control fair?
But it's outside of your control. It's a natural thing. We are guided by nature to do certain
That's
things.
where I disagree with you is the nature thing. Some of it is natural because, like the roles of a man, because he has testosterone, he's stronger in different ways. Some of that is nature. But some of it is systematic, meaning that the only reason that
Whenever I look at stuff, I look into the animal kingdom. Look to the animal kingdom where they don't have a society that's created or an oppressive system. How is it out there?
Well,
We're not animals, though.
We are animals.
I mean, we're not in the same thing. We're
No, we think because we got iPhone 7s that we're developmentally that we are animals and that nature doesn't play a part in what we do, and it does.
okay.
what you got, Crystal?
There are some walks of the animal kingdom where the female is dominant.
Overwhelming majority. You always got motherfuckers like, let's take this little 1.11% of this and make it
All right.
the whole.
Nowlawee Mengist does not condone anything.
Nowlawee young, he ain't ready for the truth yet. Give him about 10 more years.
Everywhere
No.
on this
Give about 10 more
conversation.
years.
No, I just don't see. I think that nature argument is a little bullshit because, I don't see how that's relevant when women are asking for things like equal pay or asking to get
that's
STEM degrees.
man-made oppression. That's
Yeah.
man-made.
Okay,
I'm
so
talking
we'll
about as far as the way we interact in the natural sense. To where
okay.
men we're just dominant by nature.
Okay.
But women are the strength. Women are the emotional, the support, all that shit behind the man. We are just the muscle, pretty much. We're
Okay.
the muscle and face. Women are the intelligence, the strength. That's what I'm not trying to say y'all weak enough like that. I'm just saying y'all got a role to play. Play your fucking role. Stop trying to be in front.
What is the description of this role in your mind?
What?
Paint me this picture.
That's a good
What?
question.
What is the woman's role in your mind?
Woman has children, nurtures those. Man protects that, provides food for the woman that is nurturing the children. Man can't do
But
it.
man's
Man
supposed
has
to
no
protect
purpose
that-
without a woman.
What?
You have to have a woman. That's why motherfuckers go crazy. Look at old dude about to kill himself because he ain't got no woman in his motherfucking life. You need that companionship.
That's love. That's not necessarily a woman.
And that's like emotional.
That's what I was about to say. You can love a fucking man. I don't give a shit. It's your dick. Stick it in the asshole you want to. But I'm saying you need companionship, whether it be from a man or a woman.
That's like
But where does that was
the most Anthony Armstrong way to describe LGBT rights right there. It's your dick, stick in whatever asshole you want to. I like that.
There you go.
In society, what is the role of a woman that you'd like to see? That's your dream.
Just my dream?
Just a woman in society. What does she look like?
What does she look like?
Not physically, but what is her everyday?
She's a strong woman. She's a strong woman. She supports me while I go out. What?
What does she do every day?
What do you mean what she do every day?
What's her job? That's what she's.
That's what I'm saying. She ain't got to be a stay at home and anything. God damn, I'm finna catch a Charlie horse fucking with y'all.
No, he's under the heat right now.
No, y'all got me. No, so a woman. So I know what you're trying to say. See, she's trying to allude. She's trying to make me say that a woman has to stay at home and take care of kids barefoot and pregnant.
A
woman can go out. A woman can go out and have her job, do whatever, but she still needs to do her duty as a woman,
which is
provide for the children and be my strength while I'm out being a face.
So is it cool if like a woman's like, hey, I don't want kids?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. If you be a man that don't want kids and a woman that don't want kids, that's fine.
Okay.
That's a decision.
I think your issue is that you're so abrasive that you don't. No one wants to even hear your subtlety.
Fuck y'all and y'all sensitive ass shit. I don't want to hear it. I have to say certain words to get my point across. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
You'll be like, bitches need to be cooking.
This is making me get excited. I was already laughing.
What he says is he just says it the way it just comes out.
It's so black.
He's saying that a woman should be successful. She can make all the money she wants. And she could do all these things. But what he's asking is so nature versus nurture, right? Yeah. So even as a strong woman who I don't need anyone to take care of me, it'd be nice to have a man where I could come home and tell him my stuff, and he doesn't fix it for me, but he just listens and says, "Okay, I got you. What can I do for you?" Yeah. That's all.
It's actually is just so abrasive.
You don't want to accept it. The skit where Obama has the anger translator. Yeah. That's all I need. I just need somebody to have a conscious Negro translator.
Yeah, you need your Obama.
Yeah.
What was it, Keegan? Was it Keegan? Yeah, Keegan. Yeah.
And that's all it is. That's
but I don't know. You remind me.
Stretch it out, bro. Stretch it out, bro. Stretch it out real quick.
Because even when little boys and girls, when they're babies, when they're born, they naturally fall into the little boy taking care of the little girl kind of thing. It's nothing taught. That's a nature thing. But then I think when the system gets messed up is that thought of she's got to stay home and cook and she's got to do this, but that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is she could be all she wants to be. She is my backbone. She may be even moving me, manipulating me around so that we as a team are successful, and that's okay.
So much better than what we just heard.
Do you feel better now?
I mean,
that's because Anthony's my friend as well, so I know. Because I don't say things right either. Like I'm constantly be told I'm misogynistic because I do want my man to walk on the outside.
No, that's not why we call you misogynistic. No. That's not why.
Okay, I've actually been thinking. I've been thinking about this a lot because, like, in the black community, like, I always have to. I mean, my parents are African, so like, I don't know if you know African people, but they're like black people who would vote Republican if they could. Like, they just say like ridiculous shit. But there's always like this check. Like, there's always like this Uncle Tom. Like, hey, don't be an Uncle Tom, and then people will check themselves. Is there anything like that with women? Is there that, like, a woman will say some like hateful shit about women and be like, don't be a Tommy Loren, or like,
it's just more so like, don't be that chick.
Yeah, don't be that girl.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because I don't feel like there's that same solidarity. Within
that's interesting.
I've noticed recently, especially within the comedy community and in the music community, just because that's the one I'm connected to the most. I've actually seen women who are, like Anthony is saying, demasculating men. There's one thing to become a feminist and wanting equal pay and different things, and you know, the same chances out there, just an ism taken away. But then there's another thing of like taking away a man's natural born like urges away from them, and these men are out here like, what do I do? Like, my job is to make sure, even though maybe she's making the money to pay for this, it's my job to make sure she has what she needs to go out there and do these things to keep her strong. But they're not doing that. They're basically like castrating the men out there, and I feel like they do need to be checked, and they're not being checked with that. And then if you do try to say, hey, you know, these men, even the women in comedy, these men are supporting us. Like, I've heard B-girls say, we're queens, but our kings make sure that we are also out there in the scene.
Okay, see, personally for me, I'm like totally cool with women being kind of like dicks to men, because like I'm a person. Personally, I see like, you know, a patriarchal system that's like oppressed women for so long.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whenever I say like I hate white people, like I'm not really serious, and like people know that, but like when I say it, like people understand that context. So I don't know, like I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's just like, like it's just like, oh, in the past, men have done some fucked up shit.
I also think that whole thing is stupid too, because it's just like you say, pretty much what you're saying is that because since men treated women like shit, now they should be allowed to treat us like shit. Same thing with white people. Since white people enslaved black people, now we can talk shit about them and nothing happens to us. I don't think either one is right.
You don't?
No, I don't. I take advantage of it as much as I can, but I don't think it's right.
I think Anthony even said last night he felt like all the comics went in too hard on the white people. Like,
I think people don't even think about it though. The way that I was like kind of observing like the sets, I don't think it was intentional. I think it was like just people.
Well, their background, it's relatable. It's stuff, content. Like Danny, you know, he's got a crazy mix in his family, and he's constantly being told. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's always in interaction with, same as me. You know, people are like, "Oh, you're Latina? I didn't think you were. You talk white. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I get
talk
that
white?
all
You
the
know,
time.
like
That's a condition. You know? It's conditioning, because like the fact that like we even like rate how we speak off of white versus black. That's the spectrum of what we judge our things off of. You know what I'm saying? So like the fact that you can speak white, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a construct.
Yeah. No,
so
I'm with
you
you
get
on
that as well?
All the time.
Yeah. Or do you?
Well,
are you fluent in Spanish?
Not at all.
See, me neither.
You stretched out now? You ready?
Hell
back
no,
in the
my
game?
shit. I might have pulled something. Goddammit.
And
But that's why
That's
the reason
from
why.
last night, not
But
now.
no, the way white people talk is the default. That's what we're going off of. So that's why it's like you talking like that.
Oh, I do.
Whereas like somebody, like I was saying the other day, isn't it kind of weird how we say don't it feel weird when you say white people? It's just a little
The
weird, right?
idea of white or black.
Well, no, it's like because white people have always been the default people, so you just said people. Where we're black people, Mexicans, whatever.
Yeah.
White people have always just been people, but now it's like it's white people, and now it's
I
like
see
damn, it's
what you're
kind of
saying.
weird now
Yeah,
that you say it like that, you know?
Well, I feel like the world and the country's changing, right?
Yeah,
Like they will be. I mean, like as long as we keep fucking, like they will be the minority.
No. I honestly believe the powers that be, they just so happen to be white, they will blow this bitch up before they feel like they've lost this motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm not even saying that's like necessarily a bad or a good thing, but like I can see your perspective of like when you were talking about how it's wrong, like, you know, just say like, oh, I hate white people or any of that shit, and you're like, yeah, that's fucked up too, because like there are those like white people who are like, you know, or like just any race who are like looking past that shit, and you keep on like blaming them, and they're like, hey, I'm not involved, and like that can be really fucking annoying. I mean,
And you got a lot of these guys out here, these conscious people that there's a lot of white people that have fucking ostracized themselves from the family because they found out they were racist. They're out there fighting alongside black people. So when you talk shit about all white people, you talking about them as well.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I agree with that.
And I'm intelligent enough to know that it's not white people. It's the powers that be. They just so happen to be white.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about regular white folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, race
what I'm
is the
saying?
distraction.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
honest.
like I say, racism is a byproduct of capitalism because it's all about money. They don't give a fuck what happened to white people, black people, Mexicans, nothing. If they get in their pockets padded, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
We the ones fighting because the system that they created way back when after slavery, it took on a life of its own and it's perpetuating itself. And now it's gotten to where now you got men and women fighting. Now it's not white, black, Latino. Now you got men and women fighting to where it's like they're trying to say, oh, we're more superior. No, we're superior. We're this, that, and the other.
Divide and conquer.
It's breaking it down. Even within the gay community, you got all these subsections of gayness.
It's true.
It's divide and conquer. They breaking groups down into smaller groups, so you got less power.
The labels, that they're putting on us. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I think that's one of the tricks of liberalism. You know what I'm saying? Being liberal, like it's so many different labels that we put on everything, and then you have to be politically correct. So if you talk outside of a politically correct format and say some real shit like Anthony does sometimes, then they're gonna look at you like you an asshole. That's real. Like, and I feel that really goes back to liberalism. Like, really, when you think about like the different candidates and things that they say in order to go ahead and get elected for different offices, they really are just creating a whole speech of things that the general population starts taking on as reality, and they apply it into their lives. So they make sure that they play in these boxes and perpetuate the ideas.
Exactly. We've gotten to a point in society to where a motherfucker can do some shit and then come out and apologize for it, and we're like, oh, well, you sorry. And then they go do it again. It's like we listen to words and look beyond actions. Look at all the shit Trump has done. And you still got motherfuckers that support. You got poor people that support Trump.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, I think a big Trump. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. Like if you, like earlier when you're talking about like identity politics, I think someone like a Hillary Clinton played identity politics in the wrong way, and so then like that's like her.
She played just the tried and true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The thing that everybody does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trump came in, and this is the problem, is that we as people, since we live in big cities, we think the world is Chicago, New York, LA. We forget about all these little surrounding ass towns around us that has a lot of people in there that's looking at, and they're even giving them different types of news because they know they can skew their thinking because they aren't a part of the majority of people. You know.
I mean, you look at like the opiate epidemic. Like I was actually watching. I was weird this morning. I was just watching like a bunch of like documentaries about like heroin and like just like diet and, or like food in the country and things like that. But you look at like the opiate epidemic in this country. It's mostly like poor, struggling like white people, and that's like completely ignored, right? Like these people are also suffering. But we only play these identity politics, and whenever you say that one race is rich, one race is better than everyone else, and you just ignore them, and then they're like, all right, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah,
Trump might say some hateful shit about Mexicans, but, you're not really necessarily looking at me and, like, my struggle. So, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, we talk about people in the hood and the ghetto, but we forget that you got motherfuckers in the trailer park.
Yeah.
It's the racial equivalent of a ghetto, the trailer park, Yeah, exactly what you're saying. It's those people that just got forgot about, and there's millions of those people.
Yeah.
Yesterday I watched the news, I guess it was a press release or press conference with the mayor of Puerto Rico, and I didn't know it was a female.
Shout out to Puerto Rico,
and she was talking about how the president was basically creting a genocide of the Puerto Rican people by not having, sending any help, and the help they have gotten have been from people outside of our government. So that was interesting. I think I know people from Puerto Rico that live here, and they've been talking about their families and sending stuff, so I've been keeping updated, but I didn't realize how bad it was till her press conference yesterday. And then I was like, man, this is some shit. And then when she used the word genocide, I was like, holy hell, this is really happening. Everyone knows, and nothing's still, he still hasn't moved. And then was it you who had the joke last night, or was it Danny that said something about at least we're not in Puerto Rico?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
That was Danny.
Yeah, so that's one thing, I always go back to, I appreciate in comedy, because those are some real things, he brought out as far as like with his identity, and then with the stuff going on in Puerto Rico.
You know what's gonna happen in Puerto Rico? It's gonna be a tourist attraction. You're gonna have the same. What happened? A lot of people don't even know what's going on in what's the one that Hurricane Katrina hit?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Foreign investors came up and bought almost all of New Orleans, and now it's being gentrified.
Right.
The people that were there can't even afford to live there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen with Puerto Rico.
That's probably what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right? They probably wanted...
You let it get as fucked up as it possibly can.
Right.
Then you let people come in and buy it up the cheap and build it up.
Yeah, because Trump, he's a real estate guy, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's real.
Same shit going to happen in motherfucking Houston. Same shit, who else they do that shit to, man? I can't think right now. Fucking that
Haiti.
motherfucking
Well,
Charlie
not
horse, fuck
Haiti.
me.
Haiti just got demolished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's
a lot-
actually speaking of depressing documentaries I watch. There's a really good one, Poverty Inc., that explains why that never got built, and it was really just like public aid, just like people like UNICEF, Red Cross. They were just like
Taking advantage?
not even taking advantage. They just gave so much shit, and they didn't necessarily let like businesses thrive. They never let people like become
Yeah.
independent on their own.
Right.
So like they give them all this rice and things like that, but like no one would ever buy crops. Or like
Yeah.
you have like Tom Shoes who like gives shoes to places that might not necessarily need
So
it.
they weren't ever be able to.
Yeah, you don't have a cobbler.
self-sufficient
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched that too. Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
that was eye opening too. I think the way we think and see things isn't. Man, you are a comic. You watch all the depressing shit. I've always noticed that comedians are always involved or the most depressed or something.
They gotta watch it. They gotta get the messages out.
Well, I think
Yeah.
as a comedian, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes. You want to know what the truth is. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things they tell us, and you be like, nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I want to know what the fuck is really happening. So I think as a comedian that wants to be a great comedian, you seek out the truth.
I agree with that.
I mean,
I feel
that-
like, oh, my bad.
No, go good.
I just feel like the comedians are like the biggest truth tellers. Like, they tell the hard truth that nobody wants to listen. They make you sit there in quietness and sit and think about it. And then from that, you're having to deal with that reality and figure out where you fit or if you even want to deal with it, to be honest.
I mean, that's why like people like Bill Hicks, Chris Rock, like they're so revered, because like a lot of like Chris Rock's first album, what is that? Born Suspect. Like you listen to some of those tracks and it's literally the same shit that's happening today, and that was released what, like 1991, 1992.
I watched all this stuff just recently, and I'm like, dude, you can just, this is right now.
Yeah.
It's right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, my comedy, I try not. Most of my stuff is like dick jokes. Like I don't like getting super preachy, but like I always appreciate it when someone can do that and still keep like laughs consistent, because that's the whole point. You still need to make it fun.
Yeah.
Richard
still
Pryor
make it
started
funny.
at dick jokes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did describe your dick a lot last night.
yeah.
Okay.
But that, that's how it is when you start out, and then when you start thinking about shit, you're like, man, I want to say this, and then that's when it leads you down that motherfucking that rabbit hole, and motherfuckers like, this motherfucker crazy. But seriously, I know a lot of the shit I say sound off the fucking wall, but there's truth to everything I say. And if you can get past the language and all the bullshit I say, you be like, I get what the fuck you saying.
That's actually why I respect you, man, because like the more I listen to a lot of what he said, I agree with that shit. That's real.
I just can't say it.
Yeah. Well, it's different for me in activist space because like it's that political shit. You know what I'm saying? It's playing politics. So like you say certain shit, you're held accountable for whatever you fucking say in that space. So.
Yeah. Well, I remember posting this on Facebook where it's like, I feel like Anthony Armstrong doesn't realize his Facebook account is attached to his government name.
You are definitely on the file, sir.
You are on some watch list somewhere.
I think, the stuff that he says, Crystal putting unlikely or the most, what is the word? I wish I had words like you.
Now you went to college.
The older,
All those college
older,
words he's talking.
the ageism, sizeism, she's combating that by who she chooses as her models. You as an activist, and then Nowlawee coming in from, parents that weren't from this country, and then going to the whitest schools in Colorado, Thornton and CU.
Thornton isn't that white. It's not.
No,
It's mixed. She grew up in
I grew
Thornton.
up
She
in
knows the
Thornton.
layout.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
Thornton now? No, it's not. It's not.
It's getting hood.
Yeah.
Thornton's getting
With
hood as
brown
hell right
people?
now.
Yeah, brown,
no.
brown,
That's
black.
what it's becoming like Chicago. You know how Champaign and freaking Peoria on the outskirts is hood?
They started accepting Section 8.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so like when I was first going to Thornton, it was like probably like 40, 50 white and like 30, 40 Hispanic, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like mixed up. Then it switched. It's like 60 Hispanic and
But
like
are
a
there
lot of
any black folks out there?
There now so it's been increasing a little bit. There was a small period where the only black kid I knew was my cousin's cousin who just like moved to the country. But that was like the only other black guy I talked to.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean,
no,
that's how it was when I was in school. Is either, and I went to
had a
school
lot of
in the
black folks
poorer
in my
part of Thornton, so I went to Skyview before it became, however they made it. But we had maybe like 3 black people in the whole school, and the rest were brown, but we were the poor brown. And then the white people there were all the farmer kids. Like, you know, they were the town, like the Dominicos, the Bommeritos. Like they, you know, were all literal farmers. So my experience out there isn't like it is now. And driving for Lyft and Uber, you pick up these kids in the middle of the night, like going to other friends' house. They got their accounts and they're like in high school. Shit, I didn't even get lunch money in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let alone have a Uber account. So
Yeah, you're right.
No, when I
I'm
moved
with you
out
on
here
that.
from Cali, I went to North Glen, and North Glen was white.
yeah.
But it was black folks there. I was actually surprised that there was like at least like 10 to 15 in my class, you know? So it was white. It was super white. But that also gives you a perspective on the reality of white people, because people in the hood don't have a reality of what whiteness is. They have this idea a lot of the time based off of things they see. So like if you get to grow up around that, you understand both sides, you know?
Yeah, because I living in the hood, all my knowledge of white people came off the Brady Bunch.
Are you serious?
That's for real. That's all I do about white people. I used to be mad at the motherfucker that
That
white
you-
people can have bullies. Y'all get y'all ass whooped and go home. You can't get your ass whooped and have a black mama and go home. You have to fight everybody.
Or brown dad. The first fight I got into, I came home crying, and my dad said, if you don't go back to school and beat them up, you come home tomorrow, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Your mama
Yeah.
whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't how this work, mama.
That's how my mom was. My dad was like, no. We're gonna handle this. We're gonna handle
Take
this.
some legal actions.
Yeah,
right here, man.
that's my dad. He's like, if this gets bad, we go legal. My mom was like, yeah, knock him out. Who gives a shit? But yeah, I think that's just the fob in my mom. She's just not. She's like she's been here for like what 20, 30 years, and she still hasn't left the boat. Like mentally. Yeah. Like I bought her this like Apple TV thing. Me and my brother did, and we had like my sister had a Netflix subscription, so we hooked it up. We're like, oh, you got all this shit, and all she does is go on YouTube and just like look up like Ethiopian movies and TV shows. And my favorite part is the titles, because it's not a real title. It's like Ethiopia movie 2017, amazing, wow, and then like four exclamation marks. It's like the funniest
What
shit.
is that? When you just read that, whose voice were you reading that
Probably like my dad. Yeah.
in? I caught it.
I work with this girl. She's this woman. She's Ethiopian, and she watches they'd be like novellas, but the like stories, the daytime stories, and they're always these men, and they're cheating, and it's like these crazy stories.
Like,
Somehow
she just
dramatic
sits
music.
there all night, like.
Dude, they eat that shit. My dad eats that shit up too. It's like it's adorable actually. But my favorite is now my mom is like getting into Ethiopian game shows. There's an
shit.
Ethiopian Family Feud.
What?
Dead ass, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I saw the end of one. Like I put it on my Snapchat story. This guy's like, you have like Habesha Steve Harvey, he was in Denver like a week ago. Like my friend took a picture of him and sent it to me. But yeah, and they were like giving out an Acura and like 25,000 bid, which is like $900. But you know, it was weird. It was a real weird. Yeah. Just walking in my house and just watching that shit.
I'm about to check that shit out.
Yeah, just some third world ass.
I don't even know if this is okay to say, but I feel overwhelming need to say it. So we got this platform on All Real Radio. So this show is, broadcast in Texas, in Houston, and the founder Zen, he was friends with Ill, and then I met him, and he brought us into his fold. He was killed in a car accident. It'll be 2 years in January. But the thing that blew me away with the Ethiopian culture is the gentleman that hit him, which caused his death, was Ethiopian. And when we were at the service, I never thought, and I still am like, man, truly humbled by this. There was a whole Ethiopian community that showed up that didn't even know him, and their elder of the community got up and he said, correct me too, but he said, I'm representing the Ethiopian community. He was like, your brother was an amazing man, and it saddens me that one of our brothers took it away. So this Ethiopian community is out here in full to show you, that we respect, your community and to support you.
Yeah,
and
we
this-
out you.
Yeah, I've never seen in any time, any place, they showed up and like apologized for someone that was just, they didn't know him either.
I love that type of shit right there, man. That's real human to human shit.
It's beautiful.
I lost it. I think, it was already a hard and sad day, but I've never seen any human like come out and just offer that to, Zin's wife, which I don't know how you felt about it, but I was blown away, and it still has impacted me to this day. So I have this like love for the Ethiopian community because they're just amazing. Yeah, and I don't know if that's a blanket, but the culture is like
the culture
unreal.
is amazing. Like without your culture is amazing.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Like
we're pretty tight.
Like when I was having my last daughter, I have some friends that are Ethiopian, and like they supported us through. They have a truck. They set up and they do the Ethiopian truck.
Oh, food truck.
Yeah, the food truck, and they brought us like a layout of just so much Ethiopian food. Yeah. We were good for like a week. Yeah. And just totally held us down. So like, and it's always love within Ethiopian culture, man. I do love that about your culture, man.
Yeah. Until you talk to them about gay people, and then it just gets like fuck. Deadass. I was hanging out with my dad on Friday. No, yesterday. Yeah, I was hanging out with my dad yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, I don't have an iron in my house." I was like, "Hey, can you iron this shirt?" And then he was like looking at it. He's like, "Aras, this is very tight." I'm like, "Yeah, that's the style." Now he's like, he just like shook his head, and he's like, "I saw those for the get." He just like, he did it, but he was like so disappointed in me. So yeah. Like, they're loving culture, but yeah, they're backwards on a few things.
Yeah. That's every culture, though. I think, when you get to the root, like, hip-hop culture is super misogynistic. Like, cultures in general, you have, like, these terrible things about it. Or it just hasn't progressed because it's so rooted in where it comes from, So, yeah, you got the bad. I definitely have that in my fam, for sure.
But those are things that later, maybe an experience, I don't know, maybe could change. But, like, the fact of a community coming to represent and say, we're coming to you for this, that can't be taught, or learned later,
that's true.
Or changed. So that's one thing I wish. Latin people, I feel like when someone has a baby or passes away, we take food, but in no way ever would I have seen any Latin family go and say, "I'm sorry, one of our people, hurt you guys," kind of thing ever.
Niggas either. No niggas doing that shit either. They might shoot up the funeral, but they ain't come to say I'm sorry, goddamn.
No, that was mind blowing. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a beautiful thing, and I feel like his family really found some closure in healing in that for sure.
It was an important thing, I think I did too as well. I mean, because I think, the situation that had happened, you have this anger and this blame lane, but then to see, that this person, we don't know their situation, one last minute decision caused this, but his whole, Ethiopian community came out to, whatever you need, we're gonna support, we're gonna share your pain. Who wants to share anyone's pain? Nobody.
That's American culture.
That
is. American culture, you don't share pain.
I don't want to be American anymore.
American culture sucks.
I don't know, man. Fucking. Okay, this is gonna sound fucked up. All right, whatever, I'll say it. But sometimes that shit gets a little too far where you're just man, I just want to continue my day, I had a relative die recently, and I had to go to my aunt's house, and they were because she died back home, and it was just so depressing, and I didn't know this woman or anything like that, so I don't know, I was trying to be sad, but at a certain point, I was
Americanized, motherfucker.
Yeah. I was at a certain point, I'm yeah, man, I got shit to do.
But that's a true American thing to say. That's some real American shit right there. I feel like we force our way through shit in America, and then we don't deal with it, and then it comes out in fucked up ways later on in life where we freaking are
Yeah, so maybe in 10 years, I'm gonna be really sad about this, but right now, it's just yo, I got a show,
as far as with the Ethiopian community and your parents, how do they feel about you, choosing a career path of a comedian? Because I'm sure if you had a break, you would not do computer stuff.
Oh, they hate it. Yeah. No, it's like, well, my dad's a bit more chill about it, but I remember because I dropped it on my mom like real slick. Like I didn't like sit down or anything. I was like, oh, I'm do some jokes at Comedy Works, and then she's like, how do you tell a joke? No, yeah, it was like, it was fucking bad. But yeah, they know. I don't really talk about it, but it's not really a big deal.
I feel like I've met your parents throughout this whole session. Like I know them.
Yeah. What about for you, Crystal? I mean, as far as like having any like barriers as far as being a designer, like did you have that with your family or even with the community?
No, my grandmother, she had 13 kids, so she made all their clothes. That's just like a normal thing.
So do they look at it more as, because with me, what I do is more of like a hobby or a side job, because that's how it was. My grandparents came here and, second grade education and they did side work, but that's how they, survived or whatever. So for them, doing your own business, that's side work.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like side work. Like, I don't think they get as excited as like my friends and like other people in this room. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool.
No, I mean, girl, you were the headlining designer at this thing. Like, that is huge.
Have they been to any of those styles of events?
No.
Yeah, it's a game changer for them. Because I felt my dad was like that. Like, my dad lives in D.C., and I went out to D.C. and did a performance, and he seen me at Busboy and Pose. And the same thing, he's like, this nigga doing whatever he's be doing. And until he seen that there was actually people who came out and supported, and like it's in a whole nother city that I'm, from where I'm from, he was like, oh, you're really doing this shit. Yeah. So his whole mind and the ways that he perceived it, like, totally changed after he seen that I was doing it. He had to go to an event. I was like, come on, man, come to an event.
He had to see it to believe it.
Right, yeah.
I still haven't invited my parents.
No?
Nah.
That's it?
Not yet. Well, I think I can invite my dad. Like, my dad will get it. Because my sister, she's a musician. So, like, he was, like, the big supporter in that. But, and, like, when I started telling him, like, the shows I was doing and where I was performing and stuff like that, he's like, oh, okay, he's serious. He's not, like, fucking around or anything like that. But, like, my mom, I don't know. That'll be weird. That'll be weird. I don't think she'll understand what's happening.
She doesn't believe it until she sees you on television.
Yeah. Dude, dead ass, that's the only time it'll make sense to me.
And then she'll say, why is my son talking about his privates?
Why is
Nowlawee
this girl
been
doing a D
involved by then.
Why is this girl doing a D challenge about my son?
Yeah.
So where can people find you and support you, and what do you have coming up?
Okay, Comedy Works this Tuesday. I'm doing that, so if you're in Denver, come to that. I have a podcast on iTunes. It's called As the Rhyme Goes On. It's with John Davis. We just talk shit about rap music. You should be on. We get 2 albums that come out that week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we just talk. We just say where our opinions. Right after this, I'm recording one on Macklemore and Rhapsody. Oh. So yeah, that's literally all we do.
Let me know whenever you want me to come.
Hell yeah,
I'm down, bro.
Hell yeah, yeah. So yeah, that'll be it. As the Rhyme Goes On podcast. Check it out. It's really fun. But yeah.
And what are your?
Twitter, Nowlawee Mengist. NOLAWEEMENGIST. And then I don't know what my Instagram is, but you'll find it. I don't know. I'm the only Nowlawee on the internet. Like, it's really easy to find me.
If you spell it right.
Yeah. Well, my name is actually. It's spelled wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I met another Nowlawee when I was in Addis in Ethiopia, and number one, it was hilarious. He's like, "How do us Nowlawees have to stick together?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not buying an Africa card just to talk to you." But yeah, he showed me his ID, and it was NOLAWI, and I googled it, and like I just friended a bunch of people on Facebook and MySpace that were Nowlawee, and I was like, "Hey, 7 Nowlawee gang." But yeah.
What about you, Crystal? And then when can they look for you to start styling us all out? I think, all of that.
Yeah, all of that. My new stylist adventures, I want to start it when the new year starts. I probably have a couple projects in between now and then. But like as far as fully transitioning over, that's when it'll be.
We want to do a photo shoot with Crystal and have her, style everyone out.
All right.
And what are we gonna name it?
LaRae and her Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna look like a pimp.
Just needed the madam.
No, that's not good, Anthony. I can't do that.
You can do what you want to do.
I saw some disapprovement in your eyes.
What's the disapprovement in your eyeball?
Nothing. I like it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I believe women should assume powerful roles.
Hill said I'd make a good pimp anyway, so that.
You got it in your blood.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
I
she
do.
kind of already practices.
My grandmother was the first. She owned a brothel here in Denver, downtown. My
Whoa.
great grandma.
You didn't assume the business?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want all these box body dudes walking around with those shirts.
All right, Ill, take us home.
What you got coming up, man?
So Wednesday, I will be competing in the finals of the New Faces competition at Comedy Works. Y'all come on out. If you call the box office and say my name, you can get in for free. Come out and support me. And that's about it. Oh, one more thing. I will be starting a support group for men and women because we want to be fair for you sensitive motherfuckers. For men and women that have been hurt by bad bitches. We will have counselors on staff to help you with get your finances back in order because you know bad bitches just want your money. And we're going to work through this. I, too, have been a victim of a bad bitch. And we will work this out and get along together.
I support it. I think there's a lot of broken niggas out there.
Add people into the group too, because I know people who need that.
Yeah,
I
they've
know
been
a
hurt
lot.
by a bad bitch.
I know a lot.
Email me at armstrongcomedy@gmail and we can talk about it.
So can you start another group that's for the bad bitches that broke a bad motherfucker?
No.
Look, it's
They
a
already
way-
have their... No.
It's a way to find them out and to sort them out.
Just,
okay.
Look,
you gotta sort them out and know
they
where
got,
they're
need
at.
a
they got
class.
that already.
Because I think
it's
I'm
called
lacking
Instagram.
that.
That's why the Instagram holds
You
up.
can't believe Instagram. That stuff
Instagram
looking
is
like a
super
teddy
fake.
gram.
Yeah, Instagram. There's so many fake
Some of
asses
them
on there.
Some of them real.
Some of them are real.
Some of them
I have
real.
a few friends who, like, in high school, and they went on to be Instagram models, and I'm like...
I seen a couple of them in the gym.
Yeah.
My sister's
Some of them
one.
are real.
My sister's one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it makes me feel
Anthony's
so
like,
lazy.
What's her tag?
Well, they're twins.
Oh no, I don't follow
Oh, they
bad bitches on
twins?
Instagram. I don't give them the
That's
satisfaction.
dangerous. She had two bad twins. Her sisters are twins too, and their Instagram.
How many sisters you got?
My dad was a Rolling Stone.
Oh shit, you got kids
rolling.
everywhere. LaRae probably
You got a
related to you.
nation.
Probably.
That's how we made it in Colorado when you've been here since the 1400s.
Everybody's related, right? Y'all just sleeping with your cousins.
No, we no.
I'm just talking shit. All right, y'all. I got an event coming up at Red Line Art Gallery art show, dropping the Acuna Black project. I got a video out. We're dropping some special little inserts from the video at the art show, and there'll be a special performance from Melina Speaks. As well with myself, and we'll also have a variety of painters. Jeff Hirsch, photographer from Denver, I did something with him in France. He'll be viewing as well for the Acuna Black project.
Nice.
So it should be cool. I'm excited.
So today, worked on a little project with Peter Cohen. They're doing a fundraiser over at Oriental Theater
Oh shit, I'm
tonight.
hosting that.
Yeah, Anthony's hosting, and it's to raise money for all the victims of all the hurricanes. That's pretty cool. I kind of helped with some of the marketing on that, which was super late. So hopefully it turns out well. But shout out to Oriental Theater for donating space.
Big up, guys.
Yeah, we are Denver pulling through. I have a comedy show coming up October 12th at Rising Sun Distillery with Anthony. Then also on October 20th, we're back at the Libra party, which is going to be, I don't know, it's worth it just to come to see what Anthony's wearing.
Do Libras turn up?
Libras?
I'm hoping for an Urkel.
I thought that was
I have a pair of suspenders if you need them.
And they
I ain't
have
got the body for suspenders.
Okay.
I ain't got the body. I got
Well, we getting the signal, guys. We
I
getting the
got some
signal.
suspenders though.
Okay, word.
We getting the signal, so we got to shut it down. So thank you guys for joining us for another podcast and radio show at BoomBapTricks. We're here on All Real Radio. What up, Houston? We love
We are
y'all.
Denver. Ghost
We
House
are Denver, Ghost House Studios. Peace.